You ready to rock, Gregor?
Don't ever talk to me like that again. I know that much. That's gonna stop right now.
Oh man. I feel like a rapper.
Oh God.
No. Oh my God.
Well, George.
Episode. Keep doing it. Episode 30.
Your mom's is dirty.
Oh, you didn't even have to think about that one.
No, please. Actually, I thought about it this morning. I was like, damn, it's episode 30. And I was like, damn, your mom's dirty.
Man.
And come on, everybody out there, y'all know your mom's been dirty at one point. So
please. You're here.
Upset.
Yeah, you're here. So something happened. Coming at you live from the Affluent Person's Trap House. A little on the sleepy, possibly still
That's you.
drunk face.
I woke up at 6 this morning and was like, oh, let me just get up.
I had wife came in. She goes, it's 8 o'clock. I was like, yeah.
That's funny because I had set my alarm for 8 in case I slept in, but I woke up at 6 and couldn't sleep. So I'm the responsible person today,
are
George.
You? I didn't. So. I don't have an alarm clock day to day. I just normally wake up.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I haven't used my alarm in I don't know how long, but for some reason today when I was in bed last night, I felt really tired. I'm like, I better set this alarm just in case. 6 o'clock, eyes open wide. I was like, fuck this, man.
No, so I've been doing this thing where if I do have something and then like clockwork, I wake up at 6:30 every day. So what I'll do is I'll go back to sleep, but I'll tell Siri, yo, set alarm for 8 o'clock, set alarm for 8:30. And then she'll do it because she listens. I love it.
You almost trapped me in that one.
I love it. She does exactly what I say. Sometimes. Oh man, what a week. We are in a new year. Do you feel different?
No, it's funny. 2020 is right up there with actually kind of the year 2000 to me, just in terms of being here. Yeah. It's one of those years you're like, dang, that like when I was a kid, 2020, that seemed like a crazy concept, just like the year 2000 seemed like a crazy concept.
It does. I feel like we should have flying cars right now.
Yeah.
Like
somebody posted something the other day and they're like, hold on, let me find the meme. But it was something about the year 20. Oh, it was, you ever watch the Japanese anime Akira?
No.
Fuck, man. Great movie. Unbelievable movie. Yeah. It's one of the best. It's one of my top 5 animes all time.
You have a top 5 anime?
Oh, please. I have at least 20 anime DVDs at home left over from the old days.
You and Buck would be best friends.
Yeah.
I can't watch that shit.
Anyways, somebody posted like, it's 2020. Guess we should start dressing like this. And it showed one of the characters from Akira. And I was like, damn, it's when I was in high school, like 1991, 92, and I first saw Akira, that was the future. That was 30 years away. That was the fucking future, right? And they had these like futuristic bikes, and there's these like not like a lot of spaceships, but these are like flying craft that were a little different.
And that was 2020?
And it was post-apocalyptic Japan, right? Like, so like there was another nuclear war or something that happened like in 2005 and 2010 or something like that, right?
They're always getting fucked with.
So anyways, being in high school, you watch a movie about the future, and then now you live in the future. You're like, this shit kind of feel the same, except we got cell phones and the internet. You know what I mean? Like, not much has changed, really.
Not really. I obviously don't feel any different. It's just what the weird thing for me is when you mentioned 2000, I'm like, shit, I've been married 20 years this year.
Oh, damn. You old. You old than a motherfucker. That's fine. I'm at 15 this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Everybody I tell how long I've been married, they go, oh, where are you from? Here.
People, yeah.
Hey, you've been married that long living here? I'm like, yeah.
But what are you supposed to do though?
I don't know. I don't think people.
You'll just be as married as long as you want to be married.
Yeah.
Right. Or as long as your partner wants to be married. Right. That's just what it is.
Right. So. It's always a weird response when I tell people that.
But that's not everybody though. That's just the people that's just those people that couldn't be married or wouldn't. They fall to the bullshit.
I think they're from other states too. If I'm trying to think of the last person that said that to me, but they're not from Vegas. Like people from Vegas don't really put Vegas on that weird pedestal.
No, we don't put it on it. It's just a regular place.
It's just like another city. Yeah. We don't live in hotels.
Right.
In case people out there still think
the penthouse at Caesars. Don't drink water when I drink water, George.
No. Hey, so here's the great news. I got a text. We've been waiting for this. Of course, I ordered Gregor's Christmas present. a week
Let me
before.
open this bitch.
Open it up. Well, I already opened it to
hold
make
on.
sure it was right.
I said I was gonna cuss less.
Oh, see, you already said it.
I need a cuss-o-meter, a cussometer. I don't know how to say that.
So I get this text from the wife, and it says, "What the hell did you order from Australia?" And I'm like, "Oh, it finally came in. I've been waiting for that." I ordered that a week and a half before Christmas.
Ordered some of that down under.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad it ain't on fire.
Yep, 100% burnt koala hair.
Oh fuck.
Oh, too much? Too soon? No, have you seen those videos? That shit is fucked.
Did you see the one with the kangaroo stuck in the fence?
Dog, I just saw that this morning.
It's horrible.
He like got caught in the barbed wire fence.
Yeah, I didn't read the caption first, and I
didn't read it either.
I thought it was going to be one of those videos like, "Stop putting up electric fences. Look what happens to the wildlife." I really thought that's what it was before I read the caption.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, how many volts are going through that motherfucker? He's crispified.
That shit's been burning for like 2.5 months now, 3 months.
Yeah.
That shit is fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's a
bad
lot
news over there.
That's a lot of shit. So yeah, we in episode 27, was it 28, 27? Well, I love talking about.
I think it was 28.
When I see a good coffee table book, we'll mention it on the show. But this is a coffee table book that came out. That I saw came, and I thought it was pretty cool.
George, you don't know what you started, fam.
What I started,
the complete guide to setting up your own coffee roastery cafe.
That's what the book's about.
Yeah, but I know. I thought it was just about roasting.
No,
but we finna set up a cafe,
top to bottom.
If you like my book, please leave me a review at theartisanroaster.com or amazon.com.
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah, why
Thank
would you tell
two exclamations? He's heavy-handed with that
double.
All right.
So yeah, I thought this book would be cool.
I see you, David Rosa. I see you out here with the.
He's big time.
Yeah,
he's big time. I'm a little disappointed it's not a hardcover.
I thought it was gonna be hardcover.
Yeah, that's
what she said.
Yeah, I really thought it was gonna be a hardcover book, but it's not. So, but no, I thought it was super cool.
Hold on, I still feel bad about my koala joke. Sorry, guys.
See,
listen. My wife don't listen, so I won't get in trouble with her.
You going to hell down under,
bro. This is a lot of reading.
Yeah,
but it's actually really cool. I'm not going to bother showing the camera because I don't care to show anybody else. Wow, they even have a section here on brand creation for your coffee.
For real?
Yeah. It's the A to Z of opening your own coffee roastery.
Well, guess what?
All right.
Stay dripping.
Coming 2025.
Stay dripping.
JTD. JTD Cafe.
Hope it maybe can help us with our brand. No, so got the book. I was excited. And it only took 3.5 weeks to get here from Australia. I don't know what kind of. I gotta look. I think it wasn't traditional. It wasn't UPS. It wasn't FedEx. It was some other kind of shipping company. So that's probably what took so long. But yeah, 2020, we're in it. Finally got your present. Back to work this week.
Oh, speaking of, and then we didn't even announce your present that I got.
Oh well, because I thought we were gonna do it when we.
Oh yeah, so
because we're reviewing. Our coffee of the day is my Xmas present. So I hope you get ready for that. But no, I'm back to work this week. I'm sure you're back in the grind. You actually did.
I kind of been back to work. This is such as the way of, I don't like to call myself a freelancer because that's not really what I am, but I can be a freelancer, but I'm just my own one-man game.
Yeah.
And kind of been back to work. I don't know what to say. It's exciting, but it's work. Work's always going to be there.
I got to know. I need to figure out how to be independently wealthy so I can focus on stuff that I need to do.
You ain't lying. Me too, man. Me too.
I like it. Funny thing. I don't know if Christy got this from the show or what, but she made coffee last week, or I think a week and a half, something like that. So she brewed a full pot of coffee, and then she starts using the frother on our espresso machine.
Mm-hmm.
She has this little container, and she put a little bit of what's the Oatly?
Mm-hmm.
We picked up the Oatly, the barista brand creamer, which is great, by the way. It doesn't over cream the coffee.
Let's not call it a creamer. Let's call it an oat milk.
An odor. So she puts some in like a little whatever saucer thing to froth it.
Okay.
She pours the frothed milk on top of the coffee, and then puts like honey and sweetener or something on top. So it almost looks like a latte, but it's not. And I don't even know what that's called.
I don't know what that's called either. That's called the Kirsty special, I guess.
Yeah. So it's it's not bad. It's just adding frothy creamer.
I don't
to
think
coffee.
she knows what that's called.
No.
No.
But that's what she's been doing. I can hear it. So I hear the
What's up?
grinder. Yeah. I was like, oh, what's that sound? No, so yeah, the grinder goes off,
All right.
makes the coffee, and then now I'm starting to hear the like you said.
Right.
And all
She
this.
must have read
Oh yeah.
the Artisan Roaster.
She down
by
with that
David
Rosa.
She's setting up her
Yeah.
home roastery cafe.
That's awesome. So yeah, I thought that was a little weird. She started doing this thing like out of the blue. But yeah, no, it's different. I had it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's creamer in the coffee with honey. It's not
Right.
But I think it's the whole process. Like, we don't
Probably feels low.
we don't drink espresso a lot, so
Right.
so it makes sense to, use it. If you don't use it, you lose it.
That's true.
That was
Or it goes bad.
That's true.
I mean, you could keep it.
That I'm telling you, that Oatly thing, I wish I'd have found that sooner. It doesn't half and half will. You put that in the coffee and it really lightens it up, and you could tell it's like a thicker consistency.
Yeah, it is.
The Oatly is a lot less, so you can put the same amount in the bottom, because I normally put enough just to cover the bottom of the
Yeah,
coffee.
it's thinner for sure.
Yeah.
So one thing I realized with Oatly is when I do use it, I like to make my coffee stronger. So I usually just end up. I mean, there's several ways you could do it. Usually, what I'll do is I'll just use a little bit less water when I brew my coffee, so that it's a little bit, the water ratio is less.
Yeah.
And then that way the Oatly kind of makes up for that when you pour it in.
I like it. I like it. I think she did. I was like, oh, she got it at Walmart, and I'm like, God, I don't think she was. Yeah, she got it at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
She went there after.
Okay.
But it was there. Got the two little things. It was cool. It's good. I haven't tasted
Boom,
it by
Oatly.
itself.
I made you 2 sales over the week. So where's my 10%?
Yeah. Bring us the bag. You can email us at oatly@jussadrip.com. Something else I've been seeing a lot of in the last week. People's New Year's resolution was to have a dry January.
And what do they mean by dry?
Not drinking any alcohol at all for January. Which look, unless you hit it really hard in December, like, do you need to take entire months off?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to do for you, because those people are probably the same people that are going to go get back to like chugging in February. So I don't know if
right.
I guess it's just like people going to the gym in January, right?
Yeah,
they're there for 3 weeks and you never see them again.
True.
The first 3 weeks at the gym is like, it's a bitch for people that really do work out.
That's why I'm waiting till next week.
Yeah, me too.
No, I thought it was crazy that, the same thing you said, like, they won't drink in the month of January, but February 1st, they're going to get shithouse drunk and, barely be able to walk after 2 drinks.
Fuck January.
Something I started doing, I actually started it, again on social media. I keep seeing this dude's face. Everybody's posting pictures of this dude's face, or this hat. This guy's wearing a denim hat or some shit. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then I keep seeing people post you, and I thought it was like a meme that was talking about, like, you're talking about someone, but it's
Gotcha.
a show called You on Netflix. So I finally started watching it, and I would say it was awesome for, like, I think you told me this too. You're like, yeah, I couldn't really follow it.
Yeah, I watched the first season of it.
After I watched the whole first season, and I started episode 1 of the second season, but after 5 episodes of the first season, I'm like, there's nobody does this.
Yeah,
like there were situations where it's like, oh, come on, dude. like really? And
yeah.
It was a little far-fetched.
It's a tough show. Women love it.
And that's so after the fifth episode, until the last episode of season 1,
mm-hmm.
it just got very, like, I don't know, like drama-y, like a
Lifetime.
Yeah, kind of Lifetime-y, like like it appealed to more female.
Even
drama.
the end of season 1, like when he snatched her up on the stairs, and I was just like, this is the most slow motion.
Yeah. No,
it's just it's a tough watch, man.
Yeah, it was different. So yeah, I'll finish it, but it's I really thought it was. I keep describing it because people who haven't seen it yet ask me what I'm watching or whatever. I told them, and I said, well, it's kind of like Dexter, but and then something else. But I don't know. I can never describe what the something else is.
Right.
It's very Dexter-like, though.
I was messaging last night. I'm tired of TV, man. I wish I could figure out what else to do besides watch TV at night.
And I don't know.
I might for real start going to the gym again late at night just to waste time. I don't know.
I've been watching a lot more YouTube than actual TV.
Me too.
And it's weird. Like it's not famous people.
No.
It's just,
there's just so much. There's such a greater variety of content, right?
And it appeals to shit I like. Like I watched some photographer YouTubes. I've started following this channel about woodworking. Not that I'm a woodwork guy.
To watch, though.
It's cool to see a dude, a guy or girl, put this giant block of wood on a lathe.
Yeah.
And then the really cool thing too is the resin, different color resin. They'll like fill in the cracks with it, and then make a bowl or a lamp or some crap out of it. And it looks cool.
It's a lot of this stuff on YouTube is better than produced TV.
Yeah,
it just is.
And I think that people producing TV know that.
Yeah, I do too. This is why Dr. Pimple Popper has a TV show on Hulu now. She's on season 4 right now.
But what is
she pops? She's like she's one of those. What do you call them? Like a dermatologist.
Disgusting?
I guess a dermatologist. Though, right?
I thought you were going to say disgusting.
But I guess a dermatologist.
People watch that shit.
Man, I saw her. I think I first saw her YouTube channel. I want to say it was right before I quit over at Window. So I think it was like 7 years ago. I first saw her on YouTube.
No way.
I was like, damn, this is nasty. Like zits or boils or blackheads and cysts.
Nope.
She does all that.
I'm not watching.
She has a TV show now.
I'm not watching that shit.
So,
that's disgusting. Speaking of watching TV, Vegas is known for CES every year right around this time.
Yeah.
Tuesday jumps off.
Oh boy.
CES 2020.
It's a big crowd coming to town.
I've gone. I think it's 180,000 people. Is what they talk about?
Yeah, I'd assume somewhere around there.
And I've gone every year for as far as at least the last 10 years. And it's crazy in every booth, because you got all the TV makers, Sony's and Samsung's and all this. They're all flexing the same shit.
It looks like they all got the same. Well, this is the trend this year. Jump on it.
Well, and what gets me is how many more Ks can you put into a TV to where the human eye is going to be like, oh my God, I gotta get a.
Well, the human eye is gonna. Yeah, I mean, at some point it's gonna stop.
Yeah, when does it? Okay, it's a fucking TV. Can I just get? Okay, cool. Now my 4K TV is going to be like $150. I love that.
True.
But
everyone wants that 8K.
There's only two things they can do. They can add more Ks and just make gigantic.
Make them
TVs.
bigger and stay relatively thin.
Yeah.
Right.
So more viewing screen, and then like you said, super. Pretty soon we're just going to have a piece of paper you stick up on a wall.
Literally, you're just going to see back wallpaper. You could probably even trim it at some point in the future.
It'll get there.
30-20.
But no, they make these extravagant displays where they try to make seamless TVs. Then they project content on the TVs. People got their phones out and shit. I can't remember someone. I think it's the Central Hall, and it's the same TV maker right there every year. And it's just this massive display, but it's the same shit every year.
Every year.
Like what?
When I first went to CES in high school, my old what was it? It was word processing for the college-bound student was the name of the class.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, I got some passes to CES if you want to go."
And
shout out to Coach LaRock for that. And I was like, "Sure." And so he gave me some. I forget if I went by myself or I think I went with my buddy Adam. But I just remember going, and there was two things I was interested in. This was 1992.
Yeah.
Again, it was the car stereos.
Yeah.
It was that. I mean, that was a big deal back then. Was the car stereos for CES? And of course, you had the pull-out decks and the faces that came off and all that, and then video games, like Nintendo would be there. So a lot's changed. Yeah, they don't do that anymore because they have their own. Like E3 and you have all these other things.
They got their own.
So like Nintendo would be there and Sony would be there. So it was like a really cool deal. This game comes out next year, and you're in there playing it and testing it. But that's its own industry now.
I think I might be confusing it with SEMA, but I remember walking around like you said, the car stereo.
SEMA.
When I was younger, car stereo was the only thing I was
with the car stereo stuff. Yeah. No, CES had the car stereo too because that was electronics with Alpine and Sony and Yamaha and all that at the time.
Loved it.
Yeah, SEMA definitely, obviously took over in that category.
The two booths that I'm definitely going to visit, Sony and DJI. I love the DJI's got
DJI's the drone.
Yeah, but it's not just like it's drones. They actually came up with a GoPro competitor. I'm pointing at our GoPros because I actually thought about getting the Action. I think it's called the Osmo Action or DJI Action. Osmo's their handheld device. I have one of those, the Osmo 3. And I had the first one. I never bought the second one, but the version 3 of that Osmo is pretty badass. You put your phone in there and it's a stable. It's a gimbal for the phone. It's pretty cool. But I just want to see. I don't think they're announcing anything. And if they, I mean, the drones are getting to the point, kind of like the TVs. Okay, it's a thing that flies in the air. Unless you make the camera better, for whatever reason, the consumer market still doesn't have a 4K 60 frame version. You have to bust it down to 1080 to do 60 frames.
Okay.
But I'm waiting for that to get announced. But again, I have a Phenom 4 and a Mavic Pro. But I'd love to trade or sell both of those and get the Mavic 2. It looks pretty badass. The camera upgrade on that one is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
I'm
lost.
I know you're all about
I wish I could engage this conversation more.
You love it.
I told you I'm the worst photographer in the world.
No, that's, and I'll walk around there, probably go a couple days. You can't see the whole show in just one day. It's something you gotta move.
I mean, not if you're trying to really soak it in. No.
And then I would like. They weren't there last year, but they announced Arlo. We
didn't even mention CES for people that don't know what it is, the Consumer Electronics Show. I'm sure there's people that don't know.
I thought it was ubiquitous.
Oh, well. It's been here in Vegas for how many years now?
Forever.
35, 40 years.
Well, it used to be.
It was at the Sands.
It used to be Comdex.
Yeah.
In November.
Yeah.
And then I think it moved. And CES started, and then they closed down Comdex.
And it was. Do they still? Is it still like expand over to the Sands because they have so many exhibitors and everything too? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
It's a monster.
And then what's the porn one that comes with it?
No, they CES moved it to get away from.
What was that called?
AVN.
AVN?
No, it's AVN.
But didn't they have a different name for it? Not just the AVN Awards, but I thought they had a different name for what they called the porn convention that kind of runs
I don't know.
Parallel.
PornCon.
They'll be here anyways. Trust me.
There's
plenty of strippers and hookers flying in for CES.
CES made a conscious decision to move their show away from AVN.
To space from AVNs.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they honestly didn't need to because AVN's a fraction of what it used to be. It's time. It's.
Of course it is.
I don't even know where it's at this year because I thought they closed the Hard Rock for renovation into. Maybe they're waiting till after AVN and then doing it over there. But AVN fits in the Hard Rock,
Gotcha.
Which is crazy to think that it used to take up the entire Sands Expo.
Oh, it was wild.
Yeah, it was huge. Yeah. I remember. God, I was 18 or 19,
mm-hmm.
and I was out there for some reason. I mean, it used to be a hell of a lot raunchier too.
Yeah. Well, and the internet came and tamed it down in terms of all that. Yeah. And I'm sure the raunch got tamed down too. As Vegas became more corporate, which took a lot of time when you think about it, because like even nightclubs in, the early to mid 2000s were it's very Wild West.
So Utopia was still a thing back then, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was Wild West in terms of making money, right? Like you didn't have to report all your tips, and the IRS didn't come in and have their hand in it yet, really, and making sure they got a cut of tips.
Yeah,
like that was a big thing. When I remember when like an accountant from the IRS came and gave us a talk one day about, okay, this is what you guys are doing now, and this is how we're gonna break this down, and then you're only gonna be required to report this much. So it was kind of a crazy thing. I was like, yeah, glad I'm done with it. Like I got in and made a big money grab while I could.
Yeah. Oh, remember Pure came out. I remember hearing stories about Pure.
Oh, it was insane.
And that was actually the club that got everything.
It was insane. When you start talking about cocktail waitresses making $250 a year, you're like, what? And and then like when the pool party started up,
yeah,
that was another thing. Those girls would go out there, make 70, 80,000 in the summer and take the rest of the year off. Like it was crazy shit back then, man.
It was. I think they still do that now. Like
I'm sure they do.
if you're a young, attractive person and you work at
me.
Encore, both of us, and you work at Encore Beach for a summer, you don't have to work the rest of the year.
Nope. I knew a few of those people. You're just like, damn it, man.
Yeah, I knew one. It was a couple, guy and a girl, and they would work that from opening season when it shut down in whatever it is, September.
Yeah, it's like March to
early October.
Yeah, March to October or so.
And
April to October.
They didn't work over the winter. They made enough money over the summertime. It's incredible.
Oh well, fuck them.
I ain't never been.
Forget them.
So you watched The Mandalorian?
So I wanted to circle back on this. I really hated The Mandalorian.
What?
Yeah, I watched the first 3 episodes, and I was like, "Fuck this!" And I didn't I talk about it on here? I didn't talk trash about it. I thought I did.
Not a lot.
And I turned it off. And I was like, it was my free 1 week at Disney that I got back when it first came out, and I was like, I'm done. I'll binge it during the holiday season to get through it.
Once all the episodes are launched,
yeah.
Then you don't have to sit there and watch it and like, oh.
So what came back, and no shame in my game, wifey signed up for a free account for a week, and so then I binged it on her free account for the week there. Yeah. Got the rest of the episodes, 5 through 8?
I think there is 8, yeah.
Yeah. Or 4 through 8. And 4, 5, and 6, just shit show. Again, still terrible. But episodes 7 and 8,
yeah.
If they could have made the show in the same atmosphere, the same... And so every episode had a different director, right? And different writers. Episodes 7 and 8 captured that. Yeah. What the show should have been.
I thought it was all Favreau.
He's the executive.
Oh.
But he's not he wasn't the main, producers, not directors.
Oh, I gotcha.
Or wait, was it directors? Because I was reading something. I'll have to look it up. Right. But he wrote it, or he came up with the concept, right? And he's the executive, whatever. But episodes 7 and 8 were really good.
I thought,
and I was shocked because episodes 1 through 6 were throwaways for me. Yeah, I get the introduction of quote baby Yoda, even though his name's not Yoda. And I get trying to build a Mandalorian's character, which I think they did not build at all. I think his character was the same in episode 8 as it was in episode 1. And then I think they did the typical Disney thing that we saw in this last Star Wars movie of like, let's just interject and throw in a ton of characters.
Yeah.
That nobody's going to give a fuck about.
I still don't fully understand the woman's role.
Which one? Gina Carano?
Yeah.
She's just a badass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she looks like she could fight in real life. I get that. I get that.
I mean, yeah, we know she came from the UFC, right? She'll beat that ass.
But you're right about 8. They, the main dude, I guess you could call him the Vader type person.
Moff Gideon.
Yeah. We got to talk about his sword thingy, whatever the hell that was at the end.
Yeah, so everybody had to look that up. Not everybody. True Star Wars people didn't have to look that up. I had to look it up. Because I didn't follow the comics or the cartoons to see all this.
So what the hell is that thing?
It's the Darksaber, and so the Darksaber is a lightsaber type sword. It is powered by a kyber crystal, a black kyber crystal, and the Mandalore. That's the title of the person who's the leader of the Mandalorians. Yeah. Possess that, and it would pass down to the next Mandalore.
Ooh, so is he?
So he's responsible for exterminating, genocide basically on the planet Mandalorian or Mandalore or whatever it's called on their home world. And so then the assumption has to be made that he got it from the head Mandalorian, the Mandalore.
Wow.
And so that's why he has it, right? So then I guess the question also comes down to does he have any force powers?
I don't know.
I mean, a Mandalore might not necessarily have had it. I don't know. I'd have to read more. But
it's like a sword, and then when you activate it, it just has stuff around it.
Right. It's a lightsaber sword. It's a saber, a dark saber. So, yeah, I mean, cool. I just think that episode 8 was very much like what I wanted the show to be like, which was Rogue One.
Yeah. Like that.
Which I think is, again, I've talked about. I think it's just the best Star Wars movie since episode 6. But I think it was very much like Rogue One, in terms of just I don't know what the atmosphere or something. But what I did and didn't like at the same time was what they did with IG-11. So if you go back to the original Star Wars movies, 4, 5, and 6, well, 4.
What the hell is IG-11?
New Hope. He's the robot, the tall, skinny robot
Oh,
that
okay,
spins
gotcha.
around.
Yeah.
So IG-88 was a bounty hunter, right? So you had Boba Fett, Bosk, Zuckuss, Forlom, Dengar, and IG-88.
God, you are a
right?
fucking nerd.
So these were the main bounty hunters that you see, I think, in, God, was it Empire Strikes Back? And anyway, so when I saw, an IG unit on the first, was it episode 2 of The Mandalorian?
IGGG unit.
So when I saw an IGGG unit, that was funny. Oh, when I saw him, I was like, is this IG-88? Well, no, it's IG-11. So there's different ones, right? So IG-11 ended up being like K2SO from Rogue One, because he went and he sacrificed himself in a way, right? Like he dies. He's this protector robot, and he ends up dying doing, protecting humans. So I liked that, and I didn't like it at the same time, because I was like, you're trying to give me the K2SO vibes here. But anyways, I just wanted to circle back and say that I did enjoy episodes 7 and 8 of The Mandalorian. And to be honest, if I only saw episodes 7 and 8, I'd be just as happy.
Well, in true fashion, I enjoyed all the episodes. I thought they were great.
You don't think there was hokey bullshit going on in those episodes? I mean, be serious. I'm not saying
I'm dead serious.
I'm not saying you didn't. That's not like, I like a lot of hokey bullshit too in specific categories. But I'm just saying, are you telling me that you will acknowledge the hokey bullshit in that movie, right, or in that show, and the terrible acting in a lot of areas? The village. They go to a village, and for no reason, these raiders are coming through, and then an ATST comes through.
Oh, is that what that thing's called? I was going to say the big walker thing.
Yeah, and it was the episode didn't even need to exist.
No, I guess. I don't know. I just watched it for what it was. I really didn't expect anything.
But
you know too much about it. That's why
there's a lot of shit I watch for what it is, and it'll still be terrible.
Yeah.
Like, just because it exists doesn't mean that, like, oh, it's okay, it gets a pass.
Yeah.
Well, you got to stop just accepting shit like that.
I just like the story. I like the...
What story?
I don't know.
Baby Yoda, and that was it. Because the Mandalorian is fucking hokey. He's terrible. Like, when they took his helmet off, I was like, no, put it back on. He looked like... It was like Darth Vader and Kylo Ren. Like, remember when Kylo Ren took his helmet off in these movies? I was like, oh, it's Adam Driver? Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is... No.
Yeah.
What is this guy doing in this movie?
I don't know. That was great.
It was the same thing as Mandalorian. I was like, what? Even though I knew what the guy looked like, because I looked up who the character was. Yeah. Just terrible.
Well, I enjoyed it. I thought they were great. And after...
What movies do you not enjoy? I want you to name one. Name a movie you hate.
Any kind of morbid, like, where the movie's about death.
Like horror movies and stuff like that?
No. Well, I don't like horror movies anyway, because I can't shut my brain off when I go to sleep.
Oh, boy.
That's the only reason why I don't watch
movies about death.
Horror movies.
So like, was the one when Nicolas Cage came to Vegas and drank himself to death?
Yeah, I don't watch that. I don't watch stuff like that.
Interesting.
Like that. I think it's called Stepmom, where the...
I don't think I've seen it.
My wife loves that movie. I don't even know how you can like it.
I kind of like movies about death, because I don't enjoy movies always having a happy ending. I like, because, I mean, death is one thing that's certain, right? So, like...
But it's the movie. The whole movie's about it, like dealing with it, and I don't know. I'd rather watch happier shit. I don't want to watch that. I don't.
Okay.
It's the whole reason why I could never get into what is. Wife watches that show all the time. I don't know if it's on Grey's Anatomy. The whole fucking show is about death.
Yeah, it's about death, but in a certain. No.
And I thought
Grey's Anatomy is not a good example for somebody like you. Just like it's not for me.
I don't like it.
I'm fine with shows about death, but Grey's Anatomy is not just about death. It's about managing relationships. Again, a Lifetime special.
Yeah, and then everybody's fucking dying. Like every episode.
Well, that's real life. Everybody dies.
Well, not around me.
Yeah. I might die. I might die on during the show.
What episode? I won't show up that day.
46.
Yes, by yourself.
Episode 46.
Yeah, come in here. Hey, George didn't make it in today. And I come in and check on you, and it's 6 hours of blank audio.
My kids are so tired of me talking about dying. I guess I do need to stop. Yeah. Like, Dad, stop! You're always talking about when you die and if you die and your funeral, how you want to have a party. And
do you want to have a party?
Yeah, fuck it, make it fun.
Party,
make it fun.
Honestly, when
don't come over and be all sad and shit. Fuck it, let's drink some wild turkey, have some fun.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I'll do it.
Fuck it. You just in memory. Think about what we did that was fun.
You getting buried or cremated?
Just throw my body in the street. I'm not using it. I'm not using it anymore. I don't know. I don't fucking care.
I didn't, and it's such a stupid concept to like make plans for after your corpse, your dead corpse.
That's what I'm saying.
That you're not in anymore. Like
for real.
Yeah,
that sounds like a millennial. For real. FR. Get a backhoe, dig a 10-foot trench, dump me in it, and plant some couple of trees.
Get backhoe.
I'm serious. Get me back to the earth.
We did all the wills and trusts and all that stuff, and both of us going to be cremated.
Okay.
Just because I don't know, it's just the thought of being put in the ground and like you're staying there forever. I won't take.
No, you're not staying there forever. You'll break down. Depends on how you do it.
No, that case is in there like
that. Yeah, just as I said, just dig a ditch and I'll buy a plot of land, dig a ditch, and just dump my body in it.
I'll put you in the backyard, dude.
There we go. Done. Right. Let me get that. We'll get that paperwork this month.
All right. Yeah, I'll only charge you like $5,000.
All right, please. Can I make payments? I'll fuck around and die before on the third payment. Like, you only paid $100.
That's sorry. I ain't digging.
Put it in a pool? Nah, I'm burying the homie.
Grand opening, grand closing. That's awesome. This coffee, my Christmas present.
Hold on.
Oh, we open?
Yeah. Coffee. It's a beer. That's a beer. It's coffee light.
I got that liquor coffee in the fridge too.
I know. Oh, it smells nice.
That does smell good. God, that's in a can?
Nice. This is in a can.
And this is not that, was it Pepsi or Coke that you posted about?
No, bro. Oh. Come on, man.
That smells good.
Here we go.
That's not bad.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect.
That aftertaste, that flavor is crazy.
Yeah. Boy, it's sweet.
It is.
Not sugar sweet.
It is. And this was my gift to George for Christmas, and he decided, hey, let's, sip this on air and, do it for an episode. So here we are. This is, I'll take over. He was talking, but this is Elemental Beverage Company.
Yeah.
They're fairly new on the scene, and they have a patented technology, if I'm not mistaken, and it's what's trademark on their can. It's called Snapchilled.
Snapchilled.
And I guess, they basically brew the coffee, and it goes into this, quote, snap chiller. Here you go. Using the basic laws of physics, we developed our thermodynamic snap-chilled technology that makes hot coffee cold in seconds without dilution, oxidation, or additives. So this one in particular, San Alejo, Colombia. Tasty notes of peanut butter, maple syrup, and candied orange.
I candy orange I can get.
That's funny because I got the peanut butter.
Did you? See,
yeah.
I don't get peanut butter.
It's nuts how taste buds are different.
I just think it's funny that it's got the different things on the can, and of course we'll have pictures on the post and everything, but a body. It's actually talking about the body of this coffee, and it says nectar-like.
Yeah, that's thick.
The fuck does that even mean?
It's a thick ass coffee.
It's a nectar-like body.
Nectar-like. I mean, again, body is mouthfeel, right?
Ooh.
What that mouth feel like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no peanut butter for me. Maybe like an unsweetened maple syrup, like maybe an organic maple syrup. It's definitely not like tabletop maple syrup you put on pancakes.
No, it's not sugary like that. I think it's just more of, again, it's just the essence of maple.
Again, the maple vibe, but maple and orange, nothing remotely.
I'm not getting an orange, to be honest. But again,
I think it's that to me that aftertaste, the sweetness. It's like a citrusy sweet, not a sugar sweet.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say candied orange. If anything, it would be more orange rind, orange zest. But it's kind of subtle, and it's not. Yeah, my brain isn't dialing into orange more so than just a generic citrus.
It's not carbonated.
No, it's not carbonated.
So if I'm thinking this right, they get the Arabica beans because this is brewed from Arabica coffee. So what's that, southern South America area? It's nowhere where Arabicas are.
I don't remember all these things.
Well, all the research I do for this show. Yeah, down in Colombia. I actually spelled Columbia with a U. I didn't because I can't spell for shit.
Columbia University coffee.
So they get it, they roast it, then they brew it. They didn't. It says the process is a honey process.
But that's the fermentation.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, with this being brewed, obviously, it's got to brew and then hit that snap chiller immediately.
It must.
Because you can't let it sit around.
No. No, and then it's canned. Snap chilled and canned.
This is very interesting. I might go on record saying this is the best canned or bottled cold brew I've ever had.
I don't remember I think it was like episode 8 or whatever, but we did your cold brew
Chameleon?
episode.
Oh, Chameleon. And then the one I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we had a couple of cans of, we had a Stumptown, we had the Chameleon.
Yeah.
And homebrewed iced coffee was way better than any of the canned. But I think that's also you take all these processes to preserve what's in the can, and then you do a homebrew. You don't have any of those extra chemical pieces in it.
Right. And also, I think those were all general cold brew, right? So we're looking at something different here with this being so this is almost.
So this is brewed.
This regular. Is different. So it reminds me of the concept of the Japanese iced coffee, and that's when you do a pour over and the coffee, as you brew it from your Hario V60 or whatever type of mechanism, it immediately goes into a carafe or a container filled with ice, which cools the coffee down immediately, right? So you're doing a very strong brew because it's definitely going to dilute some. This, as you see, it says there is no dilution. So whatever that snap chill. Speaking of, so if you go to their website, they're going to introduce a snap chill machine for sale.
Oh, they're going to go on Kickstarter?
So basically, I don't, actually, I think they already have it ready to go.
Oh, wow.
They might, maybe for marketing purposes. I'm not sure.
One more thing I could buy that sits on top of my fridge.
All right. You'll get around to it next year.
2021. I still got to bust out that one we got on Kickstarter.
We'll worry about that one. We got to have the cold brew off.
We do have another one, yeah. We're going to have to do that. That's happening in 2020. You all better get ready.
It's going down.
It's going down.
I do like this. I will say this much. As you can see, I'm got my hoodie on. It's cold today.
Yeah.
And so I'm drinking a cold coffee. So I don't know if I'm appreciating a cold snap chilled coffee as much as I would if it were June.
See, I would like to put this over ice.
100%.
I think this would be better. I mean, it's, we're hardcore drinking.
I know it has been to be fair, it has been sitting on the table for about half an hour already. So it did warm up slightly.
And I don't have a koozie to put on this to keep it.
We did some house cleaning yesterday and I threw a koozie out and I was like, this motherfucker, George.
Why'd you bring it? I got a bunch of them.
Because I got
so many.
I was like, this wouldn't be up to his standards.
You wait till we drop merch and we're getting a Just a Drip koozie.
Coffee koozie. That's all we need is a iced coffee koozie.
Perfect. Please, everybody would want that.
That's true. I have been getting messages like, hey, when y'all dropping the koozies?
See? Email us at koozie@justadrip.com.
If you can spell koozie.
Yeah. If you can spell koozie.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go with my gut instinct and be honest here. I like what you guys are doing at Elemental. This is nice. If you do check out their website, what is it? Is it Elemental Beverage?
It's up on the top of the can there.
Yeah, elementalbeverage.co.
They couldn't. Somebody had the com.
Well, I guess it fits with their name, Elemental Beverage Co.
Yeah, but you wonder if they did that because they couldn't get the com.
I don't know. Let me go and see if the com will resolve over to.
Most people in their head, everything thinks of .com.
A couple of my last domains I bought have been .co.
Really?
It does resolve over to .co,
okay,
to .com. So
they have it. So that's just whatever.
I do like the .co name a little bit. It does throw people for a loop.
Yeah, everybody. Well, as long as you can get the com and
exactly. And if you can't get the com, then go with the co.
Yeah, no, change your name.
Well, it depends on your business.
True.
If you're obscure like me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. CO.
But this is good. Good job, guys. They have 3 different flavors, just so you know, of this beverage. Of this, specific product rather. They have a cola bolcha, which is watermelon, lavender, and raw honey is the flavors on that.
It's supposed to be like a kombucha?
I don't know. And then a Kayanza, which is raspberry jam, lemon candy, and lilac. And you can buy a single origin sampler. So it's a 6-pack. So it has 2 of each flavor.
That's the one you're trying to get.
That's the one I don't know how it happened. Somehow I just messed up and ordered the San Alejo only. So I'm not disappointed by any means, but I think it would have been nice to have provided you with all 3 flavors.
Something in talking about the design of the can for a second.
Yeah.
It's kind of an abstract art on the front of this can.
It is very abstract.
Something else that stand out to me. So obviously, I know they're not going to, print. But it seems like a Coca-Cola can. The ink is fused onto the metal, almost like a powder coat.
It's printed. Yeah, it's like
This one doesn't seem that way. It almost seems like it has a sticker.
This is a wrap.
Yeah.
Look, you can see the seam on the back.
Yeah, I know.
I think if I were to make a gripe, so the packaging, honestly, the design is beautiful. Their website is beautifully designed. The can is beautifully designed. If I did have a gripe about it, it's not so much. Well, I guess it kind of is a little bit to do with the packaging, because you can see there's like air pockets, and where the dents are, it doesn't really hug the can. But I'm looking at the can right here. There's a transparency. The label's a little bit transparent, and I see markings on the aluminum can itself through the wrapper.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, so that's a bit off-putting, but
it says PG. It's Paul Goodman can.
Oh, damn, it's rated PG. But hey, it's not a deal breaker, because the product on the inside is unbelievable.
Oh, it tastes good. It tastes very
I'm sure
good.
as they grow, this packaging will step up. That tends to happen with almost any product that includes any type of consumer packaging. So thanks, Elemental Beverage Co.
Yeah,
I love it. Looking forward to buying some more. And just so you guys know, it's not exactly cheap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're paying about $5 a can on this.
Holy shit!
Yeah, a 6-pack will run you $30.
A 3 for $5.
Fuck it, put it in my hand for a dime. But you know what? It's really good. And if you guys want to treat yourself to an extraordinary, this is not a cold brew, but an extraordinary cold coffee beverage, I would suggest checking out Elemental Beverage Co.
Yeah. Boom. We busting out the news. Stay sipping while you dripping.
We starting off with my favorite story.
Oh, great.
George.
I got let Greg carry the torch with this
story.
one.
So here's what I'm going to jump into. I've been thinking about this all week. Well, not all week. I think it was Tuesday-ish when we found this out.
Mm-hmm.
So, last week I got by, was it the Something Bee? Or 2 weeks ago, it was the Something Bee, the satire website.
Yeah, Babylon Bee.
Babylon Bee. It's been weighing on my conscience ever since. I'm still thoroughly embarrassed about being duped.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
You might also recall recently we talked about an article that we came across about, well, it's been 2 in about the last month or 5 weeks.
It's been
people writing expletives
Yeah.
on to-go coffee cups
for police officers.
And it looked like it was becoming this trend. And in the first time we talked about it, I kind of got on my, soapbox.
You were very soapy.
I was very soapy.
Yep. Clean up.
Very soapy. And I kind of was playing devil's advocate a bit and looking at the other side of things. And I'm not saying it was right and all that. And then I thought, you know what? It wasn't my right. The bottom line is somebody was offended. People are writing offensive things. Doesn't matter who the person or what the career is. That doesn't matter.
Right.
It's just that people are writing derogatory things on products that people are purchasing. Well, so we come across the second story, and this cop says, he gets back to his precinct. He's like, hey, look, they wrote fucking pig on my coffee cup. Well, this motherfucker was lying, George.
Yeah.
And he's making me break my New Year's resolution.
Yep. This dude, he resigned. He's no longer. Well, and I had to get some backstory here. He had only been a cop and this is not an excuse,
right?
But it goes to something we've talked about quite a bit, not on the show, but he's been a cop for 2 months and pulled some shit like this. How in the hell? I've got friends that have gone for the police officer. I think it's easier to become a cop than it is a fireman, but they do these. You got a physical test. You've got a written test, and then you the very final one is like a psych evaluation, like a psych board thing. And my buddy went twice to be a fireman here in Vegas and failed the psych board.
Oh, it's no joke.
And it's not because he's crazy or anything. He's just for whatever reason, he didn't pass. He went to Honolulu and passed that shit on the first try because his uncle's a fireman out there. So he got on.
Definitely a lot of politics involved in the fire department.
So how in the hell someone that would do something like this, how do you pass that? How do you pass those tests? Like, doesn't something shine through? Did he he hide his stupidity
maybe
that well?
maybe the psych tests do not cover terrible sense of humor.
Maybe.
And at the same time, I'm not sure how this joke would have been funny, because I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna go, like, let's say in the past, I'm not gonna, come to football practice and be like, oh, look what Starbucks wrote on my cup.
Right.
Effing in. Yeah.
Right.
I would never think to do that.
But what's the end game for this? Let's say they.
Well, we saw
get
what the end game was, but I don't know what he thought he was going to accomplish. I mean, his police chief took it beyond serious, like they should have. I'm behind them.
Yeah.
That happens. Fuck that. Full bore.
Yeah.
Get this motherfucker that wrote that shit.
Yeah.
There needs to be responsibility. Management in these, quote, coffee places needs to buckle down and ensure people aren't doing those things, right? And so we all get incensed and upset about these things, and then it turns out this dude was joking. And I want to read his quote.
Go ahead. I did not see this part, because the article I had didn't have this.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I want to express my deepest, most sincere apology to McDonald's in Junction City. Guess he doesn't like the McDonald's in the next city over. The law enforcement community, the citizens and law enforcement officers in the Junction City area, the citizens of Harrington and the Harrington Police Department. I did not consider the magnitude of the decision I was making at the time. So that right there, I'm stopping there. You're right. I guess we start thinking about what. And now, come on, somebody helped him write this, obviously. Yeah. Because I'm not going to assume that somebody.
Oh, it's PR for the police.
I'm not assuming that somebody who made that stupid of a mistake is this intelligent, by the way. The psych part doesn't pick up people that don't consider the magnitude of poor decisions. I mean,
the thing I cannot understand is, did he just want to be Insta famous?
Maybe
he wanted to be Facebook famous. Like, you create this scam.
Yeah.
Do you need that? Do you need attention as a grown man?
Exactly. So as I'm reading this goes hand in hand with what like 5 and 6 year old kids do. I did not consider the magnitude of the decision. A lot of young kids don't understand the magnitude of anything they do. I'm going to climb on the counter where mom put these crystal vases to get some granola bars.
Yeah.
But for us, we're like, hey, you're going to fall and bust your ass.
But
B, you're going to bust all them
granola
vases, right? But kids don't understand that because they haven't gone through the series of experiences and events, and their brain's not thinking that way.
Right.
He goes, and I did not display the courage needed to end the situation before it got out of control. So again, as a child, when mom walks in the house, hey, who broke this vase? The kids are like,
wasn't me.
Oh yeah, what? I didn't, not me, mom. Again, didn't display the courage to end the situation. In a profession that relies upon trust, there is little to no room for errors made by law enforcement officers, especially in the climate they now serve. I hope that all of those affected by my actions will truly consider that this situation was created by me, one person, and does not define the character of the law enforcement profession. No, it doesn't. It doesn't define the character of the law enforcement profession. However, it's just like I've been saying, and I will keep saying, you got bad people, you got bad cops, you got bad teachers,
yeah,
you got bad office personnel, you got bad garbage men, and for the most part, across the board, people are good though.
No, they are.
The bad shines because this is something.
This is incredible.
Was going to cause huge waves.
Oh yeah, but so was that his end game? Is to just be a, I don't know, make it dent in the media for 3 days.
I guess
because this is old news. This is old news by now. Like nobody remembers this shit.
It is old news by now. It's only news because I'm bringing it back up. Because this is another situation where, unlike Babylon Bee, which is satire, this shouldn't be satire, and I'm pissed off that this is what pisses you off about things. Right? We talk about this all the time. When people cry wolf about a situation or fake something, we talk about Jesse Smollett. What is Chappelle calls it? Juicy Smollett.
Juicy Smollett.
Again, people go, that's fucking crazy, and you immediately want to jump to back a person because they've been wronged, and they've been wronged to the boundaries of good taste, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he got attacked and they screamed it was Klan. Well, really, when you heard about the story, it sounded fishy.
Oh,
But
I
a
call
lot of
that
people-
bullshit
Oh,
out
we
from
did.
the
We talked
jump.
about it, remember?
Yeah.
But a lot of people jumped on his side. And I can understand, rightfully so. You want to protect somebody. You want to support somebody that's been wronged. Same thing with this type of thing. That was wrong what happened. And then you turn around and you find out this dude created this joke. So I'm dragging this article out a lot more only because I'm pissed off, because the initial article pissed me off to think that somebody would do that. And again, this has nothing to do with his specific career.
No.
Just the fact that we're writing expletives and derogatory statements towards anybody on a receipt, on a cup, on a to-go order.
If he wasn't a police officer, this story wouldn't even have made the news.
He would have had to have been black.
Right.
You know,
And it would have to have been like a
It's like
racial
you've seen
slur.
those things,
Yeah.
right? Where people allegedly.
If they wrote dickhead on my coffee that I got yesterday,
right.
and I took a picture of it, nobody would give a shit, and I wouldn't get any likes.
Your name is
or-
Richard
yeah.
Cranium.
Right.
But I mean, William Darling, I'm sorry this happened because I was fooled by it, and I hope you get your life together,
William
and I hope you
Darling.
learned a lesson.
You a hoe.
Or what George just said.
On to our next story. I know.
Oh, this one pisses
Did
me
you
off,
know
too.
who his
Never
was?
heard of him.
Okay,
Never
I
heard of her until
him
this.
either.
But before you read it, all I'm going to say is I'm a salty person. I get salty very easily.
Well, you're getting old.
But I'm also going to say good for her, and I hope it sticks.
Yep.
But then I have some other things to say afterwards.
So,
Never heard of her.
I never heard of it. So, 18-year-old celebrity vlogger, which I can tell you, I don't know if they're a celebrity because they have a lot of followers. This person's name is Emma Chamberlain. She's got 8.4 million followers on Instagram and 8.5 subscribers on YouTube.
Which honestly, those are insane numbers.
Those are she's making
especially
money.
at that age, right?
Right.
And just I want to jump in here and interrupt because I vowed 2019 not to interrupt as much, but I'm going to vow 2020 I'm going to interrupt more. To be 18 and have Instagram, I could see, or TikTok or whatever, but on YouTube to be 18 and have 8.5 million subscribers, I'm very impressed because there's a lot of people you see that like they work for 10 years to get to about that number. And there's a lot of people obviously that have been doing it for longer than 10 that aren't anywhere near that number.
Right.
We have who's that kid? Ryan, the toy review kid, did the $26 million off of YouTube alone last year.
God. Ridiculous.
I don't know what his subscriber count is, but it's probably up near 30 million or something. That's impressive. She must be, I'm going to have to look. Now it's going to feel weird because disclaimer, I'm not trying to go watch some teenage girl's YouTube channel.
No.
But I will go check out whatever her latest videos are because I do need to see what it is she's doing to garner these followers.
So the reason we brought this up, not because we follow 18-year-old celebrity vloggers, but she is dropping her own coffee line.
Yes. So hold on real quick. Do we know what she's famous for? Does she have like a distinct? Okay. All right. That's
I
all
have
I
no
wanna know.
idea. I
All
have no idea why she's famous. Just glancing at her YouTube channel now, she's got videos up here. I mean, videos that have dropped in the last 2 or 3 weeks, they all have over 2 million views.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
That's like up there
amounts
with
of money.
like MKBHD and
I saw a really good,
Joe Rogan and those guys.
like we said earlier, watching a lot of YouTube. I saw a guy who actually broke down. He broke down his money that he made off of affiliate marketing and everything for 1 month.
Mhm.
He made $3,400 something dollars. 2,000 of that was made off of reselling prints. He's a wedding photographer. So it's kind of misleading,
It is.
but he made $750.
How many subscribers did he have?
I want to say he had over 100,000.
Okay. Because they say really when you start to make that money is breaking that 2 million mark.
Yeah.
And then it literally becomes this exponential rocket, which kind of stalls in that midway. Like getting to 10 million is really difficult, but they say once you break that million, it's kind of like it's kind of an upward tick there.
If I had to guess, this person, the Emma, probably did some collaborative stuff with other YouTubers that were already on a higher level.
Probably.
But to get, I mean, who the hell is watching?
But if she didn't, fuck it, good for her. Honestly,
she's
I
making
am
loot.
impressed that she has this many followers. Again, at the same time, we have no followers, and I'm not. I don't buy into the whole you gotta have followers thing.
Yeah.
But that is a lot of people watching her between IG and YouTube. Which again, we're not talking about like IG and Facebook, which are the same company. We're talking about two different companies, Google and Facebook.
Right.
And she has a combined 17 million subs. That's crazy.
Yeah. So she's dropping this coffee. It's called Chamberlain Coffee, which is her last name. But what struck me odd about this coffee is it's a single serving, almost like a tea bag in each packet, and you steep it like tea. You don't, it's not a pour over. You don't brew it in a coffee machine.
Yes.
You stick it in your coffee cup. You pour, boiling hot water in there.
So I think it's like the next iteration
of K-cups.
It's like, it's, no, it's kind of like, the stepping stone between brewing your own coffee, at home, and using, there's a lot of really nice, well, I don't know yet, but instant coffees out there now.
Yeah.
Craft instant coffees.
They'll
be single origin. Yeah. They come in these little packets and you pour them and you mix them, and they're supposed to be pretty good. And I really want to do an episode about those in the future.
Yeah.
And I just started seeing these steeped coffees about a month ago. I would come across and I look and I'm like, that's interesting. So if you think about it, as long as that mesh is pretty fine and you have a pretty fine granulation there, I'm assuming it could be okay. I'm just wondering about steeping. And I know I'm diving down this a rabbit hole away from what the article is about.
I'm smelling inside the can. Now I smell peanut butter.
Oh, you smell it now?
I smell it. I couldn't taste it. I can smell it.
It is. You're right.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
That's interesting.
That's weird.
By the way, the sight glass coffee we had last week.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've been brewing it at home.
Yeah.
My wife goes, "This coffee's amazing." She's like, "This is the best coffee I've had in a long time." I was like, "What?" Now, it's not bad. I've been brewing it at home, running it through the V60.
Yeah.
It's a good coffee.
Flexing.
I'm still not tasting those specific notes, but it is a good coffee. It's a fairly clean cup.
I wrote a review on behalf of Just the Drip.
Oh, did you?
On Food 52.
Oh shit.
So it's up there.
Was it a negative review or was it a
No,
good
it was
review?
good.
Okay.
It was good. Basically saying what we said on the episode, which is they call it an Ethiopian, but it doesn't taste like any Ethiopian I've ever had.
Right. Which I'm not saying that's a bad thing again. It just I think there was something about how I might have botched it when I made it that day. I want to take a little bit of the onus on that.
Yeah, but you've been brewing it. Do you taste floral notes or berries in the coffee?
I do not taste berries still.
So it's different. So back to sorry.
Okay, so
sorry
back
to
to
derail
so
you back to
my
steeping.
only questions about steeped coffee, and we'll get back to Emma Chamberlain. So when you make a coffee, right, there's a couple of things that happen. You need a water to coffee ratio, which I'm sure the instructions are like, put 8 ounces of water into a mug.
Yeah.
You need temperature, right? We know it's that 195 to 205 range. By the SCA will tell you that.
But they're not the people that are putting the water in this steeping this coffee.
This is where I'm getting to.
Okay.
This is exactly what I'm getting to. And the other thing is agitation. So whether you have a machine that pours it over,
right,
or you're doing a pour over drip by yourself, or you're doing a French press where you'll do an initial stir.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about that too. So if it's in a bag and you just put it in there and you leave it like a tea bag, there's no agitation there. Number 2, like you said, how many people are going to measure their water temperature? That's what I wonder about. And 3, when you do put water into a cup and you leave it there, cup has a large opening, and so a lot of that heat is going to escape quickly, and it's going to cool down fast.
And I do have a couple of friends, they are female, that love tea.
Yes. And that's a great point.
So you see the size of our coffee cups that we drink out of?
Yeah.
Probably look on that camera. We can go over to it. They're not massive. What would you say that is? 8 ounces?
Yours is probably a little more than 8. I think mine's only a 6.
So if you look at no big deal. No big deal to our female followers out there.
My coffee cup is a grower.
You gotta pour coffee in it. But no, these teacups that they drink out of are massive. They're like goblets.
They're like cereal bowls almost sometimes. You see those things.
Oversized coffee. You could eat cereal out of these coffee cups.
There's nothing wrong with your beverage cooling down before you. Nobody wants to drink at 205, burning your mouth.
No.
But at the same time, again, when you're making, I don't know anything about tea. I'm really bad with tea. I don't get it. But with coffee, I do know you want that consistent temperature while you're doing the brewing.
Yeah.
However, maybe the steeping process works differently. We will find out. Yeah. We're going to get some steeped coffee. You know what?
We should get this one.
We're gonna get Emma Chamberlain steeped coffee.
Yeah, we're gonna give you the bag.
Emma, you're 18 now. We'll have you on the show. help us boost our numbers, Emma.
Yeah, she want to get.
Please bring.
So, talking about boosting numbers here.
Okay.
This is a joint venture with Los Angeles-based roaster Bixby Roasting Company.
Bill Bixby?
And, yes.
Okay.
And it's actually not Bill Bixby. That's just the name of the company. But co-founder of Bixby Coffee is an actor dude. And I thought I wrote his name in here.
No, you didn't. You just
Damn,
wrote where he's from.
I didn't write his name. I did all that.
Ooh, broke a sweat on the cold brew.
I didn't write his name on here. Retarded. They said it's Miles Fisher. Okay, and it says here that he is or was he was in shows like Mad Men, Gossip Girl, Two Broke Girls, and more. I don't. The only one of those.
Girls in a Cadillac.
I know that I'm going to say it. The one girl on Two Broke Girls, I know who she is because she's been in some Judd Apatow movies. I don't know her name, but I've never seen Gossip Girl, and I don't watch Two Broke Girls. But Mad Men, I loved. I thought it was a phenomenal show.
You know,
and
so,
I looked at the pictures, dude. I don't recognize him from that show.
Mad Men is one of those shows that I'd seen 2 episodes of, and I didn't like it. I'm going to do Mad Men like I did Game of Thrones. I'm going to roll back to it, and I'm going to watch it. Post the hype, all the bullshit, and see how I feel.
I mean, that show was... I feel like when I watched that show, I felt like I would have done really well in the 50s.
I feel like I wouldn't have.
I think I would have fit in, well, obviously. But I think I would have adapted really well in the 50s.
Why is that? Why do you think you would have done so well? Because you're a chauvinistic pig?
Could be.
Okay.
And it seemed like it was okay to have like I don't know, it'd be like a man's man, and not that you said derogatory things, but you could be more talk freely and not have to worry about every single
really
thing.
trying to offend you when I said chauvinistic pig. I didn't want you to play into the part, George.
If it's I wouldn't say I'm
for all of our female listeners out there.
Please.
I'm the sensitive.
He's a sensitive 6. I
almost quoted an Easy-E lyric right there, or DJ Quick lyric, but it's 2020. Yep. Less cussing, less vulgarity. Keep it clean. Post 2019.
Me too.
All right, George. So anyways, back, you know what? Honestly, hold on. No, not all right. I do want to roll back into this.
Okay.
I feel like what you just said is somewhat of a ripple effect response to
about which one?
Some of the overhyping of the Me Too era, right?
Yeah.
And I don't say Me Too to target people that have truly suffered and dealt with a lot of bullshit. And I think I said it on this episode or on this last episode about how, it's really a woman's world right now. It's very impressive. Like I told you, the valedictorians at my son's graduation, out of the 9 of them, 7 of them were girls.
That's incredible.
They were kicking ass. And, I think thanks to social media and the internet, women have as much access. I'm not going to say women, just everybody in general have as much access to providing their own media and selling their own product as anybody else ever has.
100%.
Now, granted, all of the resources to do so aren't necessarily there. But what I love is while some companies can be out there and they can throw money at something, you can get an 18-year-old Emma Chamberlain who can show up and throw her personality at it.
Yeah.
And build up a brand.
It is far easier for a female to get Insta famous and socially famous than it is a guy.
I agree.
And this is
that's because of guys in general.
Sure.
And I'm not saying that to be mean, but men aren't going to garner the same attention women are, period.
Nope.
It's just not going to happen.
Nope. Not
so
they could a dude could be on there and
I'm fine with that. I like women.
Yeah. No, but you're not going to do it and attract a large female audience. I don't think.
No, you're not.
Like the ones that make a living.
Well, it's kind of like music and movies, right?
Yeah.
You want to make money, you produce songs or movies or TV for women. They said this years ago about music. You want to make money in the music industry? Make songs women like, because women are the ones that spend money on music.
Yeah.
Men were the ones that would sit there we would sit there on what was that called? Napster.
Yeah.
And just download catalogs of music all day long.
Yeah. And it's funny because now I pay for music.
Now we pay for music.
I remember a time where I'm like, why the hell would I ever buy another CD?
Yeah, me too.
And then I'm the same dude spending $15 a month for a family plan on Apple.
But you know what's funny? I thought about that. I was thinking the same thing. Like, spending $15 for the family plan on Spotify. But then I started thinking about it and I go, I used to buy 3-4 CDs a month.
Yeah. No, I mean, before
and that
Napster,
shit was $15 per CD before Napster. Yes. But it was $15 per CD.
If I can go back, I don't think I've purchased a CD. Sorry to flash back too far, but freshman year of college in California, and it was a small town, Taft, in California, and they had their mall was a Kmart, and I cannot tell. I remember it was Nas. What album was it where it had Lauryn Hill, "When I Ruled the World"? Is it called No. I could see the cover of it, but I can't remember the name of the album.
It was written?
Yes. So I love that song. And I went there and I bought the CD. I got it in the car, and I didn't have a CD player in my car, but I had that CD thing where you put the tape deck in.
Yes.
And then
I hated it.
Every time you hit a bump, it skipped the song and whatever.
Yeah.
I get it and I'm listening, and all of a sudden every curse word is up, and I'm like, what the hell? And I went back there. I'm like, hey, something's wrong with this one. I bought the wrong kind. I need I want the full lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know this, but Kmart at the time did not sell music with explicit lyrics.
Right.
So it was all clean music. It didn't matter.
Even Walmart was doing that for a little bit in the old era when they started selling rap CDs.
Yeah, I took that shit back.
Good.
And I drove into Bakersfield.
You took that beat back
in the real mall. Yeah. And I bought the full thing, but
you went to Fox Hills Mall?
Yeah.
You know what? This it's me. It's my fault. I took us down a different rabbit hole. I want to roll back to Emma Chamberlain. I want to roll back to what you were talking about, where the coffee comes from with Bixby roasting in LA. Sorry, my bad. No, we had to go where George was in dusty ass Taft buying
it was dusty
clean CDs from Walmart.
No, this dude. So he's an actor, dude. He's a co-founder of this Bixby Coffee Roasters.
Okay,
but I don't know what they had to throw at her to get her to co-sign with them, because if I had to guess, and I don't know how big Bixby Roasting Company is, but when you sign on a brand like her that has an audience of that size that's getting 2.5 million views, 3 million views, that's a huge marketing.
Do you think this is a partnership?
Absolutely.
Or do you do? Mm-hmm. You don't think she was like, hey, I want to start my own coffee brand?
No, I think it was.
You think they approached her?
Why would she pick Bixby Roasting Company? No, I mean, there are roasters all in every town, everywhere. Maybe not every town, but everywhere.
I don't know if I've ever looked at Bixby roasting, so I'm going to look at their site right now. Oh, hold on. I feel like I might know. Well, not know, but I feel like one of these dudes is. I don't know. This is gonna sound crazy, but I feel like a friend of mine mentioned that his wife's cousin was one of the co-founders of this.
Oh, company. For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, but
don't they do those crazy videos about their coffee where you like the guy's like walking through the coffee roaster shop and it's like a one take. It's kind of like, Dollar Shave Club, how they would do those videos.
Oh, I have no idea. I've never heard of this brand before.
Man. Okay. I think this is that company, but I could be totally wrong.
But this is to the point I was talking earlier because I was listening to a different podcast about a girl that was on there, and she had made it as a TikToker, the platform, in my opinion, the platform for anyone under 20.
Okay.
And she was saying how she had 1.9 million followers on TikTok. And then I listened to the whole thing, and she gets into, because people had told her, like, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. Because just like this girl, Emma, I mean, I'm assuming that her content is clean, so she's probably going to get the A rating from YouTube. So she's going to get max dollars from advertisers.
Right.
And she's popping out 2.5 million views on each video or more. She's making a bunch.
Yeah, she's making some money for sure.
That was one of the complaints of the girl on TikTok. She's 1.9 million followers, but guess what? The highest dollar amount she's been thrown at is $500. I can tell you right now, each one of these videos from this Emma girl doing 2.5 million, she's probably making over a G a video.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know.
I think we're looking at two different things, right? So we talk about TikTok.
Yeah.
It's new, so it's kind of the Wild West, and I'm sure brands are probably a little weary because of, you're only going to sell so much coffee to, like, I'm just going to say, for example, you'll only sell so much coffee that you make at home.
Yeah.
To an audience that's 80% teenagers right now on TikTok, right? So brands, in terms of what you're going to make on that platform, and also with it being new and not as probably predictable as an Instagram is now, right? Because a lot of brands can look in and see trends and histories and all that, and see what specific influencers have been working with and all that. TikTok's probably just the Wild West right now.
Yeah, they don't.
So it's probably difficult to get a fat contract unless you're like one of the top 10 people on it.
It's the same as the only, and as far as I can tell, the only outlet that has figured out a way to pay creators is YouTube. There is no, like when they run ads, you pay to run ads on Instagram. So, but they're not, like, if I've got 10 million followers and they don't put ads on my content,
right,
to where I can make money.
Right.
Maybe it's coming if Instagram was smart and they wanted to really, really grow that platform. They would start putting ad spots in front of content, and you would opt into it. Because I can tell you right now, a lot of people on Instagram would opt into that are producing all this content.
So I wonder how successful it would be on Instagram with it starting off primarily as a photo platform, right? A photo browsing platform. That being said, when they introduced Instagram TV as like this kind of separate thing that you tap to go into, a lot of times I'll start watching a video on Instagram and it'll go, watch the rest on Instagram TV. I go, no.
Because longer than a minute.
No, I know, but I go, no. I don't want to go over to Instagram TV.
Yeah, I never go on it.
If I want to watch videos, I go to YouTube.
That's right.
So I think that's going to be the mind state for 90% of the people that are on Instagram. They're also flipping back and forth to YouTube. But when I watch videos, I'm going to YouTube.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Now, I'm not saying that that's not a smart thing. I just don't know if I've seen really Instagram TV grow to a popularity that they thought it would.
I think they know that.
So,
yep. And that's it for her. But we'll have to get some of that Insta coffee from the celebrity vlogger.
We will.
And
Emma, if you listen, which you're not, please don't poison the batch we order.
It says here she's 18, but I'm telling you, I don't want to click on any of these videos. She looks
because she might have just turned.
Just the thumbnail, she looks 12 in every video. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah,
I don't want to be on some kind of list.
Maybe I'll make my daughters watch it first.
There you go. Who is this? Yeah,
I don't want to be on that list.
Nope, you ain't put me on the list. I ain't clicking none of that.
This next.
It was just something I want to throw in there. I don't
like it.
Yeah. I don't
well, go ahead. I'll let you read that.
It's McDonald's is doing this thing for the month of January where they're doing some kind of free offering. They're trying to get you to download their app. And
gotcha.
Right now, one of the free things is if you download their app, there's an offer in there for a free cup of coffee. And the nastiest thing they're promoting is a toffee latte, which I wrote in here, sugar water.
Maybe it's delicious.
I'm sure it is.
Trying to be positive for 2020,
it
George.
probably tastes like candy in a cup.
It probably does.
And that sounds gross to me.
You know,
I don't want candy coffee.
a lot of people, it's usually older people older than me, believe it or not, they're still alive. A lot of people see my feelings about coffee as pretentious, but I think everybody's pretentious about something.
Well, people that like scotch aren't going to drink.
That's what I'm saying.
Shitty
Everybody's going to be
scotch.
pretentious about something.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's your cars, your clothes, the food you eat, the women you like, the men you like, the TV shows you watch, whatever. I would rather just drink some water.
Oh, yeah. Instead of that. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain things people are like, hey, you can have this for free. Like, no, I'm good.
I'll tell you, you know I like beer.
Yeah.
If I was at a party and all they had was Budweiser and Bud Light, I would drink
Or Lowenbrow.
I would drink Lowenbrow. I can't do Budweiser or Bud Light. So back to your point, like you could say, oh, what are you, beer snob? No, I do not like either
Just
one
don't
of
like
those.
that. Right.
And if I don't like it, I'm not going to drink it. So
I might go get the
No, I
toffee
will.
latte.
Ugh, no thanks. You gonna get the shooters.
Well, it's okay because coffee.
Oh,
if
that's
it's
right.
filtered helps. Oh,
No.
but that's not filtered. It might be.
That's
The
right.
latte. It should be an espresso. McDonald's have espresso machines. Is this just like when you go to Starbucks? And you
No,
remember,
I think it's one of those button
remember.
thingies.
Yeah. So remember when Starbucks first was becoming popular? And I remember I went in there and I'm like, Frappuccino. What is that?
It's a milkshake.
I didn't know what it was. And so I was like looking at, I was reading the description. I was like, oh, that sounds good. And I got it. And I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking coffee milkshake.
Yeah. So
So it's almost like, and then I remember like they would like dump a packet of something in there. I think maybe you got the protein
Mocha?
frappuccino or something, or the mocha flavor or something. I just remember watching that and I'm like, yeah. And I was on this frappuccino kick for a couple of months because I just didn't know what it was. And
Right.
I didn't like their coffee. So I was getting their sweet stuff, which I think that's, obviously that's their goal. And then I moved on from all that into Americanos.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of got to the point of when I finally went to a real coffee shop and got an Americano, I was like, oh, it doesn't have to taste like an ashtray.
Yeah. An over roasted ashtray.
Right. It doesn't have to taste like that. So I quickly distanced myself there. But again, it's like you said, you learn, you try something like, yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. Now, the only thing I'll order from there is, I had one yesterday, is a almond milk vanilla latte. That's it.
Fair enough.
That's all I'll get there.
Well, I think this is great that we did share this piece of news. If anybody out there likes McDonald's coffee or just likes free coffee that's sugary, or not sugary, you just go to McDonald's for the month of January, download that app, go get that free coffee.
Yeah, get that shit for free.
There you go.
All right. We wrapped it up. We in the new year. We got a 2020
You better
podcast
wrap it
in the
up.
books. I think this is a milestone, episode 30.
It is.
That's
here we are.
big time.
I mean, it took us a long time to get here, but
It
we're
did.
on the regular now.
I blame the wives.
Please, it's always her fault.
Shout out to the wives messing everything up.
Shout out to the wives. Any other shout outs? Shout out to Point 6 in Japan. He's coming back this week.
Ah, man.
We should have that Japanese roast for the next episode 31.
I'm excited.
Um,
Shout out to the Woo. He got us a bag for Christmas.
shout out to the Woo, also known as your neighborhood block owner of the Affluent Person's Trap House.
That's right.
Any other shout outs on here? Who
That's
else I got to respect? Shout out to my boy Dave Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually going to go visit him here just after the show.
I'm going to go golfing.
Shout out to you going golfing.
That's right.
Shout out to, I think that's it. Just shout out to all the rest of y'all's dirty moms.
Yeah. Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to your dirty ass mama.
Have a great week.
At the McDonald's drive-thru.
Talk to you next week.